Sasha, I'm just talking to my Facebook group. I just said hi, and Sasha's like, who are you talking to? My dog is Sasha, by the way, not my imaginary friend. Oh, what a friend she is, though. What a friend she is. Okay, so I'm excited to share this spontaneous live stream. Welcome, whoever's just joined. I'm feeling really connected to you all. So, um, hashtag replay if you're catching the replay, or a hashtag something to let me know that you're catching the replay, or if you're tuning in live, hashtag hi. No, hashtag whatever country or city you're in. um, and I realize, yeah, this is very short notice for this. So, okay, purposefully create a life that lights you up. And so, so excited to share this. Let's just listen to the music to ground in first and breathe. And put your hand on your heart just to get really present. Turn your phone off and commit to making time for this, making time for you, making time to connect with me. I want your attention. No, but I think it will be really powerful. So let's just listen to this music first and just take some space. Allow whatever you're feeling to be there, whatever you're feeling. Whether it's joy, whether it's sadness, whether it's fear, whether it's excitement, whether it's confusion. I think I'm feeling all of those, so I'm just going to drop in and allow myself to feel them too. Okay, let me turn the music down. And I want to send you a lot of love right now because I'm feeling it for you. For whoever who's tuning in, yeah, it's there. It's very strong. And gratitude that you guys are here. I'm slowly getting to know you all, connecting with you more and more. And so please also just message me too, and reach out to me, because I do want to build up quite a connected community in here. And obviously that requires investment of my time and energy, but I'm happy to do that because it's important to me as part of my work to have that connected community. Okay, so purposefully create. I changed it to deliberately. I prefer that word deliberate. I like the word deliberate. I think it has power behind it. Deliberately create a life that lights you up. And today is, and the reason that I'm doing this at 11:11 on the at 11 a.m. Swiss time on the 11th of November, the 11th month. It's not 2011, but that's fine. 2020, it's cool too. Numbers are fun. Numbers are fun. And some people really specialize, numerologists, in the power of numbers, and they have magic. And there is magic behind today and this time right now. This is apparently the luckiest day of the year. I posted a blog. You mightn't have seen it yet, but I posted. On my own personal profile, I posted about why it's lucky, and so let's just choose to believe that. Have an open mind, and using the power that's in today's energy. Let's tap into that, and let's think about what is the life that would light you up. Now, I want to preface this by saying what I have learned, what I know to be true, is that life, it comes from inside of us, not outside of us. And that's really good news, because you might be thinking, well, I want to live in a bigger house, and I want to have this relationship, and I want to have this, I don't know, different job, or etc., etc. However, you don't need to have any of those in place. Of course it helps. We're human. Of course it helps. But there's many people who have those particular things who aren't necessarily happy or feeling that a life that their life lights them up. I know that to be true. So I do know also that there's many people with nothing who have joy in their lives. So that's my intention with this live stream, to really help you to drop in and think with your hand on your heart, what is a life that would light me up? And what I want you to do is drop all conditions, drop all shoulds, drop all, well, if I was more dot, 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 or if I was less dot, 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 well, if I was thinner, or if I was less indulgent in whatever bad habits, in this moment, give yourself compassion and just start where you are. Start where you are. Actually, there's a quote that I want to share as well that's really, I think, will resonate. Hopefully I can do this technically. Okay, so, oh yes, here it is. His name is F. Scott Fitzgerald, and the quote is, "For what it's worth, it's never too late to create a life that lights you up. Never too late." Or, in my case, that's his case, too early to be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Stop whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it, and I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you never felt before. And I want you just to think about that. I'm actually going to make a note of that. I'm going to add that. I have 3 questions for this workshop style live stream. What would I love to feel that I've never felt before? What would I love to feel? Think about that I've never felt before. We don't stop and think. The majority of people just go through the motions and try to get through the day. It's like, stop, wait a moment. What would I love to feel that I've never felt before? And I hope you see things that startle you. What would startle you? What would startle you? I love to look up at the stars. Sometimes they startle me. It's like they're amazing. And I didn't always see that, how incredible they were. I didn't always see that. I see things differently now. I see sunrises differently. I see sunsets differently. I always thought they were beautiful, but wow, it's a newfound appreciation. It lights me up more because I'm more present with it. So there's my point around, you don't have to wait for circumstances outside of you to change. It's inside of you. When you shift internally, you'll see things differently externally. Okay, I hope you feel things you never felt before. I hope you meet people with a different point of view. Meet people with a different point of view and be open to those viewpoints. There's lots of people right now in the world at different points of view, isn't there? I hope you live a life you're proud of. That's really something I value a lot, to feel proud. If you find that you're not, I hope you have the courage to start all over again. To start all over again. And we can start anytime, anywhere. Pema Chodron, a famous spiritual leader, has a book called Start Where You Are. I'd really recommend it. Start where you are. And, that's the thing. That's my message right now. You don't have to wait for anything to be in place. Start where you are. Okay, so let's get started with the 3 questions that I want to share with you. So the first question for deliberately creating a life that lights you up. The first question, by the way, I got these questions I tuned into a TED Talk, which I'll share actually, on Saturday. I don't even remember the name of it. Hang on a second, do I have it here? Is it? No, it's not. So many windows open. But basically, in the TED Talk, it was a spiritual warrior, I think, that shared it. And at the end, he shared these 3 questions. So they're from memory. I'm not quoting specifically, but they're very common coaching questions anyway. And I think they'll be really useful for you to think about. Well, what does that mean to me? Deliberately creating a life that lights me up. There is no formula of that's a lit up life. That's a lit up life. No, you're the one that gets to decide. And I cannot emphasize that enough. No one else can decide that for you. The relationship that you want, the health that you aspire to have or want, whatever decisions you make, they're your decisions that feel aligned for you. Okay, I feel good when I do that, when I don't do that, when I allow my mind to follow this line of thinking, etc. What is it? Your relationships, your purpose, what work you're doing, your purpose work. um, relationships, health, and purpose, I think, and yeah, financial abundance as well. That obviously really helps us to. It's not completely necessary, but it definitely helps to have a lit up life. Okay, so here's the first question: if I had no fear, what would I do? If I had no fear, what would I do? And I want you to think about this because you might think, I don't have a clue. So think, if I had no fear, what would I do in my work? You know, maybe if you're working online, what would I do if I had no fear? You know, would I show up unprepared and just talk? And you know, if that's something that you feel scared to do right now, if I had no fear, what would I do? I don't know. For me in my work, I was thinking about that. I'm not sure really. I have to think more about that. But that's the power of it. I'm going to put the music on, and I'm actually going to reflect on that. But also think about it in your relationships. Think about, maybe there's somebody that you like, if you're single, that you like, and you're afraid to start up a conversation with them. You know, if I had no fear, what would I do? What would be possible? Um, and you know, it could be like signing up for some health goal, you know, some fitness goal, right? Or like my son has just committed to signing up for a downhill skateboarding race. I don't know if I'm excited about that, but hey, you know, it's something he's committed to. Actually, for a school project, they had to do a goal, and that's what he's doing. So think about, you know, if I had no fear, what would I do? If I had no fear, what would I do? And what would I allow my children to do? If I had no fear, what would I do? What decision would I take? You know, what is it that, is there something like just absolutely destroying your soul right now? If you had no fear, what would you do about it? So I'm going to play the music because you know, I'm doing this myself too. We can't answer these questions enough. I think, you know, it's kind of a daily thing to do. So let me put native prayer on, and beautiful, beautiful music. Okay, so think about it. If I had no fear, what would I do? I'm going to type this in. Question 1. If I had no fear, what would I do? Relationships. Friendships? Maybe you want a new friend. Or you want to let go of a friendship that's bringing you down. It takes courage too, a lot of courage, you know, lovingly let go. Relationships, friendships, work, health, fitness, goals. Let go of what? Commit to. What would you commit to if you had no fear? That's scary, yeah? Commitment is scary. Okay, let's just take a moment. I'm going to brainstorm on it for me too. Okay, so in the interest of time, I'm going to move on, but I just got a great idea because I'm slightly stuck on it. I was thinking, what would I do? What would I do if I had no fear in my business that I'm not already doing? What would I do? And I'm sure that there's things, but I can't think of them right now. So set the intention. Ask the universe to seed an idea for you, to plant a seed, and just be open to it. Look for signs. If you put it out there and you're open, it will come. It will come. It will be dropped in, planted. Okay? So if you can't think right now, but do commit to finding something, because we expand by leaving our comfort zone. That's how we grow, and we're here to grow. That's what I believe. Okay, so question 2 is, here's a fun one. If I had 1 billion euros, dollars, pounds, whatever your currency is, And if it's a currency that's not worth a lot, say 10 billion, if I had a billion in the bank, what would I do? If I had a billion in the bank, what would I do? I think that in the TED talk he said 100 million or something like that. I'm not sure. I couldn't remember. So I thought, oh, why not go with a billion? That feels kind of stressful though, doesn't it? So go with either 100 million or a billion. What would you do? Interesting that I just noticed that having a billion in the bank would feel stressful to me. Let me know in the comments if you agree with that. Would it feel stressful to you if you had a million in the bank? Okay, so let me just type that question to it. If I had a billion in the bank, what would I do? It just because it comes with, well, it doesn't have to, but for me it would come with a lot of responsibility because you could do so much good, right? And it's like, oh my God, where would I start? Who would I want to help? Oh, I know. I know what I would do. I think clarity in humans, you know, if humans are clear and with a loving heart approach life, that a lot more good can come. So helping people with that, because then you can help the decision makers to make heart-based decisions. So spreading that's probably what I would do. Interesting. Or, well, I guess I was going to say, or promoting, like, you know, the power of connecting with spirit. I don't know if you've downloaded I created a 12-minute uh, guided meditation on tapping into the power of unseen forces, which is basically the power of the universe, that sixth sense power that we cannot see, but we feel. That's what we're using right now on the 11th of November. So maybe it would be helping to increase awareness of that so that we use that more for good. Wow, it would be exciting. Okay, think about that. If I had a billion in the bank, what would I do? This is you know, deliberately creating a life that lights you up. This is, you know, what we're doing is just opening our minds and then coming back to, okay, what is a life that lights me up? What, you know, this will give you some ideas about what you're really passionate about and what's important to you in your life. What's important to you in your life. Because if you honor that, whatever is important to you, and you know, you'll have a sense of pride and you'll have a sense of fulfillment from that. Okay, question 3. What would I love to feel that, oh yeah, what would I love to feel? No, that's not question 3. What would I love to feel that I haven't felt before? That's one I added. Oh my God, I didn't put question 3 in, I forgot. I know what it is, question 3. As you can see, I'm a little slightly underprepared, but forgive me, but it's worth it. This is a good question. If I knew that, this is a scary one, I was going to die in 6 months' time, what would I do? That was the 3rd question he asked. There you go. If you knew you were going to die in 6 months' time, what would you do? Ooh, let's allow space for that one. See what comes. Oh wow, it's got quite emotional. Thinking about that. I mean, for me, it's, you know, it's leaving. I would. Wow, this is. I'm workshopping myself here. I hope you're getting as much from this workshop as I am. I'm a participant in the workshop as well as a facilitator of it. So what came up for me was, you know, my children. I have 3 children, and it's, you know, leaving a legacy for them. I would get that book written and published. I would get my half created ideas, workshops, I would get them out there because I want to leave those messages. They're important messages. So I would get them done. Huh. Yep. That's really good to notice. That's really good to notice. I always, I'm a believer in honoring our top priorities. Also, though, reasonably, I have to say, because I assume that I have a lot longer than 6 months left, these are things that I will achieve. And, it's all in good time, all in good time. But it's good to be aware of because, we don't know. That's the reality. We don't know how much time we've got left. It might be a day. Who knows? So it's really, it's like, what would you like to have said? What would you like people to know if you think if you were thinking my time is running out? What is it that you want people to know? Your loved ones. Ooh, maybe what risk might you take that you're afraid to take right now? But if you were dying in 6 months, you've nothing to lose. You'd be like relishing in it, wouldn't you? Definitely good food for thought. You take that risk. Wow. Do that thing, take that risk. Yeah. My dog agrees. She's like sitting up. Voila, that's it. So the main intention for this workshop is deliberately create a life that lights you up. Deliberately create that. So I hope I'm giving you some ideas here about what kind of things light you up, what are important to you. But now I want you to, let's do a fourth question here. What is it? What is it that lights you up? You can take into consideration the questions you've just answered or not. They were just really to get your mind opening up to what's important to you. But what is it that lights me up? What is it in my life that lights me up? I was going to say that I'd love to do more of, but let's just start with what is it in my life that lights me up? What lights you up in your life? What lights you up in your life? What's most important to you? Pen and paper. Write it down. What is it in your life that lights you up? Just write freely whatever comes in your mind. And now here's question 5, the final question. If I was to commit to a life that lights me up even more, what would I need to do, stop doing? What would I need to start doing, stop doing? Start doing, do more of, stop doing. There. What steps do you need to take? So think about, maybe you'll say, oh, my life actually really lights me up. What if it was to light you up more? And maybe you don't need things to change, but it's more presence, more awareness, so you can enjoy it more, that you see the sunrise even more powerfully. For example, I don't know. What would you like to learn? What would you like to, how would you like to impact people? What would you like to be feeling more of? What emotion would you like to be feeling more of? If that emotion is joy, how could you generate that? What would help you to feel more of that? Life takes work. A life that lights us up takes work. It doesn't just fall out of the sky. I personally believe it's just like relationships with other people. I firmly believe we've got to work on them. partnerships, relationships, we've got to work on them. And it's the same, the relationship with ourselves and the relationship with our lives. It requires work. It requires, and the more disciplined we can be, the better the results we have. The more disciplined your life is, as it might sound very boring, but the more disciplined our lives are, the more we can benefit from our lives. Voila. So think about that. If I was to commit to a life that lights me up even more, what would I need to start doing, do more of, or stop doing? What would you need to stop doing? What would you commit to stop doing? Or work on letting go of? If it's something that there's a dependency or an addiction there, then, think about, well, what would I need to do in order to allow that to change? Do I need help? Do I need support? Do I want to create an online program? Do I want to really commit to it? Do I want to make sure? What specifically do I want that online program? What impact do I want it to have? Who do I want it to reach? How am I going to reach those people? How do I find out all the knowledge I need to know? Hint, hint, I can help with that. I know a lot about that, and I have a program on it, and I'm running that program live from the 30th of November. The Confident Course Marketer, I've decided to run it live. It's normally a 6-module program, but because it's over the Christmas period, it's running all the way until the end of January. So I hadn't intended to pitch this, but since while I'm here, that's you'll learn how to create the program. You'll learn how to find your target market. You'll learn how to do messaging, how to have the confidence to step up, how to actually create and host the program, how to create a sales page, how to create an engaged following. Yeah, and it's really about having the courage together in the community on Facebook group, in the private Facebook group, to do it together, commit to getting it done. And it takes work and steps, all of it. But yeah, you get there when you commit to it. Voila, that is my spontaneous workshop. Today is the 11th of November. There's magic in it. So I really encourage you and invite you to, whatever you've written, whatever you've decided to commit to doing, to do it, because life's too short. Life's too short, and we don't know how long we have left. Many people don't have the privilege of having a long life. We have to assume that we do have that privilege. So use it wisely. Use it in a way where you will not have any regrets, and where you feel like you're really giving it your best shot, where you can feel proud of yourself. If you want my support with that, also another option is a VIP day with me. That's 6 live hours with me and then 2 hours break in between. It's really an 8-hour day, but we do meditation and lots of things to keep your energy up, because it's quite intense, but it's also, there's rest involved in it too. And lots of planning, looking at releasing what no longer serves you, looking at what's important to you, what you want to create, and then creating a plan, a structured plan that involves discipline in order to get there. So it's an awesome day, which, if because of time zone, for example, what I do is break it into 2 days. If we've got a huge time zone difference, you could do 2 half days, for example. Voila. So if either of those interest you and you want my support, get in touch with me. But whatever you have decided that you want to do what you need to do to make it happen. Do what you need to do, because it's so easy. It's easier to do nothing, but look at what you'd be missing out on, all the possibility for expansion and for having a greater impact in your world, having a greater impact on the people around you. And like I said, and like Fitzgerald, I don't remember his first name. What was his first name? Like he said, let me just read that great quote again. F. Scott Fitzgerald. He says, for what it's worth, it's never too late, or in my case, too early to be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Stop whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it, and I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you never felt before. I hope you meet people with a different point of view. I hope you live a life you're proud of. If you find that you're not, I hope you have the courage to start all over again. Voila, thanks so much for tuning in. Let me know what this brought for you. Comment below with any insights you have, any questions that you have. I'd be delighted to answer any questions you have. And remember, be bold, be brave, be brilliant. Remember that you have so much brilliance inside of you. And to bring that out, it does require a certain amount of boldness and bravery. But what have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? Lots of love. Thanks for tuning in.